friends, and welcome back to Sunshine and Serenity. My name is Christy Johnson, and I am a local gardener gardening in an urban setting in Central Arkansas, Zone 7. And today we are going to take a garden tour. It is garden tour day. So we are going to see exactly what all is growing, what all has changed since last week's garden tour. This is officially week 3 of our garden tours, and I'm super excited. We got a ton of rain last night, or at least some rain, so we're going to see how much rain we got on the rain gauge, and I'm excited to take y'all with me. So if you want to see how everything is growing, let's go. Okay, so here is an overview of how the garden is growing right now. And we're going to go see what is going on. So, since the last time you guys saw the violas, they have bloomed. Are they not beautiful? Look at those. They're so beautiful. Nice little touch of beauty to the patio. All right. And we have tomato there that's growing. We have strawberries. Okay, so strawberries are doing good. And then all of my flowers are popping up. And then here, these are all new additions to the area. I've got some tomatoes and some pepper plants. They are looking good. And my squash is looking good. That's some yellow squash. My zucchini finally decided to come up, so it's popped up. And then we have some dill there. We have our bush squashes there. That one keeps getting eaten, so I may have to replant it. Some marigolds. My other squash plant is doing good. And then my other zucchini has popped up back there. I re-sowed some stuff in here, so I re-sowed some dill and some rosemary and some basil and some nasturtiums. So we'll see how those look next week on the garden tour. But that is looking great. And then as you can see here, something is missing. I pulled all of my onions. So I will pop that clip in here right about now of me picking my onions that I grew for the very first time. Okay, so I needed to go ahead and harvest these onion bulbs. As you can see, they've kind of fallen over and started to die back. So that means that these are ready to go ahead and pick. So I figure I would go ahead, pull them up, see what I got for my first year of planting onions. All right. Oh, so exciting. I grew onions. So exciting. So these look like they were 2 different onions that grew together. So I don't know, maybe we can pull these apart. There we go. I grew onions. Look at those, guys. They're not super large, but I grew onions. That's so exciting. I think I may go ahead and dig up, if the rest of the bulbs are pretty big, I may go ahead and pull up those as well, because we got rain moving in tomorrow night. So let's go ahead and pull them up. little wormy in there. A couple of little wormies. Look, you guys, I grew onions. That's so exciting. Hey, Mr. Worm. Sorry. Go back in there. I grew onions, you guys. I'm so excited. I'm so tickled. I'm so excited. You have no idea that I grew onions. I mean, granted, they're not very big onions, but they're onions. And there are my garlic and my thyme. Now in the onion bed that I just pulled onions from, we have sowed half of it with bush beans, we sowed ground cherries, and we sowed a couple of dwarf sunflowers in the corners. So that is what went in there, and we will see what that looks like next week. And we have okra that has popped up there that I re-sowed. Nothing has popped up there just yet. Then more okra. Let's see how much rain we got last night. Holy cow, you guys. We got almost 2 inches of rain last night. That's crazy. Well, at least I don't have to water today. So there's that. We've been just getting crazy. More okra. Crazy amounts of rain. And my beans, which are not growing super fast. I'm not sure what's going on. And then more flowers back there. And then we have more beans. That little guy has grabbed a hold right there. More beans. And some of my sage back there. And then you can see some of the little flowers starting to pop up. And my Roma tomato. You can see little tomatoes there. Look at those. And my corn. Now I am dealing with cutworms with my corn. I have found 2 of them, and a lot of mornings I'll come out and I'll find a corn just chopped off. I tried to do tinfoil on the stalks because I did some research, and they said you can put the tinfoil on the stalks and that should keep them from eating through it. But my corn, or my cutworms, have just been eating right above the tinfoil, so it hasn't helped. So far I don't see any more stalks laying on the ground this morning, so that's good. Maybe I got all of the cutworms that there were, but I'm still keeping an eye out. Hopefully my corn makes it, and hopefully I have enough left that will do something, hopefully. Little baby sunflower, another little baby sunflower, and then my cucumbers and winter squashes along this row. And then some more sunflowers, okras, and the corn. And then this one is, again, cucumbers, winter squashes, melons, and I think some more winter squashes. And then interplanted flowers. So those are all coming up. And again, more beans. More beans. My beans are looking kind of sickly, guys, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. This guy's doing really well. He's reached way up here. But the rest of my beans are kind of sickly. I'm not sure what's going on. And more sunflowers and more melons and squashes. And I popped some of these guys in here yesterday from suckers that I rooted, and so those will be growing pretty soon. All of my bush beans, for the most part, are doing well. I also will take you back over to the green stalk planter and show you what's going on over there. But my tomato plants are doing so well. They're getting tons of blooms on them. My nasturtiums and peppers are doing well. actually had on one of these, there's my first little tomato right there. And that one is what is that one? That is a German pink. So that is my first German pink. I'm starting to get little tomatoes on the blossoms, so that's exciting. Those are doing really well. Something is ravaging my pepper leaves, y'all. Look at that. Look at those beautiful flowers. So pretty. And then look at these. Look at those, you guys. You guys see those? Lots of little cherries. So all my cherries are doing well. I saw my first Brad's grape. There he is. Where is he at? Let me see if I can figure out generally where I am. Let me follow the stem. There he is. You see him? My first Brad's atomic grape. But lots of blossoms on my cherries going on, so they're doing really well. And then my chocolate mint is doing well. I just cut some of this back last week and it's coming back. This is my variegated pineapple mint that's starting to make its way back. It was not doing too well. It struggled a little bit. Then more tomatoes. And then over here, you guys, I have flowers on my potatoes. Look at that. They have flowered. Uh-oh. Is that guy a friend or a foe? He looks like a potato beetle, doesn't he? I'm not quite sure. Okay, so breathe pause because I was trying to get that bug because apparently that's a cucumber beetle. This is the first year that I've dealt with cucumber beetles, so I didn't know that's what they look like, and I tried to catch him and he crawled away into the plant somewhere, and I'm not sure where he went, so I'm going to keep my eye out for that little guy. But we've got more flowers on my potatoes, so I'll be digging potatoes soon, hopefully. That's exciting. It's my elderberry and my lavender, all of my mint that I just cut back, but I need to do it again. Look at that little guy, he's trying to get out. Strawberries, and then my herb beds are still working its way to being grown. We're still working on that. And then our blackberries and blueberries, I need to get some bird netting up because birds or squirrels keep getting after my berries before they even get ripe. So I gotta get on that. And then this planter right here, I've got basil that's coming up nicely. So all that is doing really well. Look at that guy, isn't he beautiful? So pretty. And then more lavender and strawberries and borage, which the bees love. And again, more tomatoes and nasturtiums and peppers and basil and all those things. And then another Roma tomato. Look at her. Doing so well. And then last but not least is the green stalk. So I did a video on the green stalk planter and I told you I was planting bush beans. And they're coming up. They're all coming up in here. So I should have bush beans. Look at that guy. I should have bush beans growing in this thing very soon. So I'm excited about that. So that is a new development on the bush beans. So that is what is going on in the garden, you guys. We are still dealing with a lot of rain. We are still dealing with a lot of pests, and it's just been a rocky start to the garden season. So that's what's going on in the garden this week. This is the third week of our garden tour. As you can see, some things are doing really well. Some things are struggling a bit. We are still having a lot of pest pressures. I'm dealing with cutworms. I'm dealing with aphids. I'm dealing with apparently now cucumber beetles. Add that to the list, right? Slugs, just all kinds of pests we're dealing with. A lot of my plants are getting nutrient deficient and diseased because of all the rain we've been having, so I need to go out when we have a dry period, and I need to go ahead and give those a little boost and fertilize those. So we're just, it's been a really interesting garden season year. I felt like this year was going to be a little bit better than last year, especially with the pests because of all the winter weather we got. And apparently, just when you think things are going to be easy, just when you think you've got things figured out, yeah. The Lord has a sense of humor. He says, you're never going to quite know everything, and I'm going to throw some curveballs your way. So just remember, when you're a gardener, it's not always going to go like you thought it was going to go. You're going to constantly be learning, constantly be dealing with things that you weren't the previous year before. So keep that in mind. But I was so excited you saw my onion digging clip. That was a really great win. This week I was able to, it was my first time ever growing onions, and I grew them from seed, and despite my mistakes, I grew the onions from well, I grew them from seed, which I heard is a lot harder than growing them from sets, but I didn't know at the time that I grew and I planted them that there were different types of onions, and that for my area I needed to plant intermediate day onions. I didn't know that, and so I ended up planting short and long day onions. Yeah, so despite my mistakes, I still got onions, you guys, which was exciting because it was just what I needed, a boost for this week to be able to show me that you do even just the tiniest success is a success, and it can really keep you going when you feel like throwing in the towel. So that's my garden success and my garden win this week. I hope that you find a garden win in your season to help you keep going in something that you love that's not always easy. Even on the difficult years, find your garden win to keep you going. So that's all I've got for you guys. As always, hit the like and subscribe button. It helps our channel grow. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you're growing, what kind of pests you're dealing with. Just let me know about your garden season, how it's going. I would love to hear that. And until we see each other again next time, friends, I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.